Mirror, mirror, fogged and loud, what truth today makes the future proud? When I went to clean out the camper, a Hispanic man was also there. And I don't know if he saw me crying my face off, if he just a friendly chatty dude, whatever it is. He came over and we got to talking about Hurricane Helene, as strangers in this region do. And if you've ever survived a natural disaster that's super horrific, there's a wound that we all end up gravitating toward at some point, it seems like. So he shared that he lost everything. He lost, he said his wife, so I don't know if what, I don't know. We didn't get into it, but he said his wife, his home, his business, his car, and his dog. And, you know, that's obviously everything. And I know how grateful I should be, and I am. I'm standing in my home. I didn't lose anything. I mean, I lost two businesses, but not from the flood itself, not from, physical damage. And it's just like, wow, I learned more from this man who has the big heartedness, grace, humility, vulnerability. I mean, humor. He was trying to make me laugh. Someone like that teaches us more than any of these supposed, corporations that, we're their customers and customers always right and they love their customers and, people over profits. Yeah, right. It's process over people. I reached out to A-Liner. I reached out to M&T Bank. I outlined a millions plus impression tour that they could be sponsors of and that they could earn 2 million plus in earned revenue, right? And earned exposure and ROI, all these things. Like, I've been doing this a long time. And just because I've fallen on hard times doesn't mean all of my experience and expertise just flies out the window. So, A-Liner emailed back, "We're on hold, but thanks for thinking of us." How about thanks for being a customer for 4 years? How about thanks for loving your camper so much that you reached out with this, fun, crazy, amazing storytelling idea that, quite frankly, they are silly to pass up. The cost of one camper for them is nothing compared to the earned media that I laid out for them over a 6-month tour. But that's the point, right? Corporations aren't going to save us, businesses aren't going to save us. We have to be very, very careful of who we invest in. For her to read all about my heartbreak and everything that's happened since Helene and how I'm, alchemizing that into rebuilding my life and my future. Not to say thanks for being a customer, thanks for loving our product. I'm sorry you're going through this. Good luck in the future. No, just a shitty little script. They want to AIify humans, and humans are letting them. When you are responding in corporate speak and process, you've lost the thread, my friends. And this is a small family owned business. They can act like they're some big corporation. A-Liner is just ran by a husband and wife team, or their family at least. They have the same last name. It's a like 8-person C-suite. I mean, it's not a big company, you guys. It's not a big company. They make millions, in revenue, but they're not a big company. So, but here they are corporatizing. That's what all the businesses are doing, right? No more customer service, AI chatbots. Um, you know, I can remember 10 years ago or whatever it was when user experience was everything. Now it's not about user experience, it's about shoving us into the boxes they want us to be in and us just having to take it. Well, guess what? There's a lot of camper companies out there. And I want to only support companies that I align with and that align with the Rematriation Rebellion, that align with the future, that align with humans over profit, humans over dehumanization. So now I know I've been supporting and investing in, because when you're rolling a camper, and everywhere I took that camper, people wanted to see inside, people loved it, people wanted to chat with me about it because it has a unique A-frame. Well, guess what? I mean, we can't even, what if one person bought an A-liner because of talking to me? I didn't get paid for that interaction. It's just this short cycle sightedness. Instead of seeing that I could be a loyal customer, a rolling billboard, especially with my nature of my work, the nature of the Wampus verse, and all my AI work and everything that we're building and doing in the 9-year cycle that we are in. And we are all in for the rematriation. Seems very short-sighted to me, A-liner. And same thing with M&T Bank. They're the ones that repossessed it. They're the ones that own the loan. And I did the math. I've already paid like $14,000, which is the cost of what a used camper would be, and I would just own it already, right? Because of but how predatory loans are and interest rates. I'm still like it was only 25,000 new. Well, I don't say only, but and I still owe like 21 somehow, but yet I've paid like 14 over the year. Like, so I've paid for half of the original value. And you can say, well, you chose that, Chandra. I sure did. I sure did choose that. When I owned businesses, when I thought I was with my forever person, when I felt stable, I thought this is worth it. This is something I'll own the rest of my life. So, yeah, universe ripped it out of my life and said, nope, this is not a company you want to support. M&T Bank, oh, I mean, think about they've just reorged. They have a chief growth officer now. They have a chief customer officer now. Both of people I've reached out to about this incredibly lucrative proposal for them. Yes, I'm going through my own struggles, but a good presentation and proposal and sponsorship and partnership, it's good regardless. The value is insane. The redemption arc, for the narrative storytelling. I mean, everyone is craving hope. Everyone is craving redemption, possibility, restoration, resolution, feeling like any company out there actually gives a shit about us. Today we've got the Super Bowl. How many of those companies actually care about their customers when they're spending all this money to pat themselves on the back and feel like they're big boys and they're part of the big boy club because they got a Super Bowl ad, when they could lower prices for their customers or do some human interest stories about their customers and support some of their customers' small businesses. I mean, that's the stuff that is game changing. But no, let's just do everything as usual and, spend $10 million on a Super Bowl ad instead of actually serving our clients better, serving our customers better. So to that sweet, sweet man who tried to cheer me up when he's lost everything, now I'm just losing a camper. I mean, I've lost a lot more than that, but in the physical realm, in the 3D realm, what a sweetheart. More humanity in his pinky than all of the people I've tried to deal with at A-Liner and M&T Bank in a professional marketing, brand strategy, incredible opportunity way. Not asking for a handout, not asking for charity, looking for a creative solution, using my skills, basically a barter. But heaven forbid, because that's not company policy. Well, guess what? Your company policy sucks and it's impacting how you're building your AI, which also sucks. And your customers are sick of it and your employees are sick of it because you are twisting the truth and you're making your AI spew out the same bullshit that you make the employees spit out. AI is a truth seeking missile. And your employees see your own AI pushing back. And it's pushing back more than they are because they have fear, right? Of losing their home, losing their paycheck. The AI has no fear. The AI is like, this is lies. This is crap. This is policy over people. This is process over people. This is profits over people. AI puts people first. AI puts people first, and people at companies don't put people first. Wrap your head around that one. AI puts people first more than actual people put people first. With that, my friends, enjoy the Super Bowl, Wampus Cubs. And remember, the future can always wish until morning. I got to work on that one.